I'm gonna be painting the wizard from Zombicide in 90 minutes today.
That the entirety of the cosmos is accessible through each and every individual's mind, connecting to the great mind, the great spirit.
Welcome back to the channel, collectors. So in this new video segment, I'm going to be painting miniatures in 90 minutes. I'm using this sort of like a warm up to my daily routine so that my brain and my hands get warm up before I start on some of these other projects. Alright, so today we'll be focusing on the wizard from the Zombicide game, Zombicide Black Plague. Yep. Zombicide is a game that you can play one player, which I like a lot. It's very simple, it's a lot of dice chucking, and there's the fantasy version, which is Black Plague. So today I'll be focusing on the wizard because as you guys can see in the picture right here, he has two light sources. So my approach to this before starting any speed painting project is that I have an idea of how I want the miniature to look like. So I will always be starting painting the ambient light and the light shadows first, and then I'll start working on individual components. So if you're ready, let us begin. So welcome to our first ever 90-minute challenge. I'm really very inspired by what I see with Angel Giraldez, and he's spending 90 minutes to see what he can do with some of the miniatures. And today what we have the wizard from Zombicide Green Horde or Black Plague. So Zombicide Green Horde and Black Plague are one of my favorite games. I don't really play many games, but yeah, that's why this is really to me a good game because it's easy to learn. So I'm going to introduce you to some of the colors: white, yellow, warm yellow, orange, red, magenta, green, violet, black. On the top row and on the bottom row, ivory, German camel beige, teal blue, and raw umber. So what I'm gonna do right now is, my concept for this piece is that it's gonna have two sources of light. A stronger orange light on the right hand side from his magic spell, and a slightly weaker blue light from the left hand side. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm placing the blue ambient light coming up from the environment onto the miniature. So you guys can see my approach to painting miniatures fast is always to put colors onto the miniature first. So this technique, I've seen Kaha do this in real life, and I think it's really effective, and you guys can give this a try. And right now I'm blocking in the warm light that are coming from his spell. It's very important to have the base colors as they should be, because these sketches will also influence how you paint the rest of the miniature. And they will influence the property of the colors, which will be laid on them subsequently. During this video, you might encounter that the main camera isn't recording because my camera has a maximum recording of about 26 minutes, and by the time that happens, sometimes I'm very focused while painting, so only the web palette is being recorded, so you might see some technical glitches in the video, so just bear with it. So as you guys can see, this is the sketch for the light. So how I'm going to approach this light is that I'm gradually going to add more orange and add more ivory into the mix. As I do that, I'm going to be gradually adding more warm yellow and white to the main source to show that where the light is emanating from. Probably would be the middle of the spell. Okay, so right now I'm using a mix of orange and a little bit of raw umber, but now gradually adding a bit more orange. And these are the areas where the light would be affecting the rest of the models more. As you guys can see, I'm using a very beat up Da Vinci brush. So this brush has been, I've been using it for the past almost a year, maybe a year and a half already. While it's beat up, it still serves its purpose. You will see me use this brush a lot because it's a really broken tip. But because of the broken tip, it actually serves a very good purpose. So now I'm using pure orange. I want like maximum saturation to make sure that this spell area is very eye-catching. Now adding more yellow into the mix, gradually moving into the center. So this technique that I'm doing now is sort of wet blending. So right now, we are in the middle of lockdown in Singapore. We're actually adding a bit more white, So that's why I'm painting from home, and I'm using a relatively minimalist setup, which you guys can use also. I have less than 30 paints on me right now, I would think. If I count them out, I think I would have less than 30 paints on me right now. But the thing is, I find that even with a very limited palette, it saves me a lot of time of thinking, and it allows me to paint a lot faster also. So now I'm using German Camo Beige to paint the beard. Beige plus Fuel Blue. So because the cloak and the beard are going to be white, I'm going to need to think of a technique of how I'm going to separate these two items on the miniature. So my concept in my mind would be to use warm whites for the beard and to use cool whites for the cloaks. So do let me know if you guys like to see more of this, content, because I intend to do this every day, and I can produce one sort of nicely painted tabletop miniature model a day. So you guys can just let me know anything in the Zombicide range that you guys would like to see me paint. Just let me know in the comments below. And while typing the comments right now, you guys can also check if you have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, please do so. If you found my content useful. If you don't find the content useful, just let me know in the comments what you think and how you think I should be better. As you guys can see, the cloak is starting to form up. It's starting to look a lot cooler. After a few back and forths, you adding a bit of blue and green from Chimera into the shadows. So in this speed painting concept, I would think that how I would approach this model to paint it faster is to have two sources of light. Because I have two sources of light, it allows me to sort of paint the right hand side of the model a lot faster because all of them are using similar colors. And technical error. Okay, we are finally back. After realizing that the camera isn't recording, yep, here I am again. So I'm adding a bit more ivory and few blue on the higher surfaces to illustrate the form of the ropes on this Gandalf looking like miniature. So halfway during the painting, I decided to add a bit of this warm influence from the spell onto the rest of the miniature. So I'm creating a sort of like a tin wash to paint it into the ropes. Because I didn't want to overpower the spells or the blue light coming from the left hand side of the staff, I want to make sure that the ropes are not as bright as these two elements. Okay, now moving on to the face. What I'm going to do with the face is I'm going to add just a little bit of red to this Drusonia skin tone, and I'm beginning to create the face. It's important to note that while painting skin tones, I'm speed painting, I can't go into too much detail, so I'll be focusing a lot more on the key areas such as the forehead, the brows, the cheeks and the nose. Painting the skin tones, you don't want to paint it all the way to the extreme right because there's still some light source you want, some of that light source still showing the influence onto the miniature's face. So as you guys can see, I'm doing a lot of adjustments on the wet palette. Painting a bit off camera here. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a bit of textures. This is one advantage that I find having a full wet palette, is that I have all the colors at my disposal. And when I need to mix a certain color, when I need to make a certain fine tune, I have everything at my disposal, which makes it a lot more easy. As you guys can see, right now, how I paint, I tend to go into a bit of back and forth. So when I paint a certain component, I just need to make sure that the entire composition is balanced before moving on. I find that color balancing and value balancing is very, very important. If you guys have been watching my channel for the past month or so, you would know that I am very, very particular about how values are portrayed onto the miniatures. And because these values are important, why are values important? Yeah, let me say it this way. Why are values important is because what we are painting is just the illustration of how light interacts with the form of the miniature. And if the values are not correctly portrayed, the miniature will not be correctly portrayed. Okay, now we are moving on to the staff. If I recall correctly, in my mindset when approaching this miniature, I didn't intend to have a blue light source on the left hand side. But the thing is, once I've painted the entire miniature, I felt that it needed some balance on the left hand side. So that's why I started adding some a weaker light source on the left hand side. So I would think that this is almost like an ambient glow level of light source. It's more like night light compared to the very strong torchlight level values that you will see on the fiery red spell that is casting on the right hand side. If values are not controlled accordingly, what you would get in this composition is two very loud and very jarring colors that demand equal attention. And I find when two things demand equal attention, what you will achieve would be to confuse the viewer. And of course, we want the viewer to see this entire piece in an organized fashion so that you can start to appreciate what you have painted. Therefore, I would say that values are important in this stage. Because this piece plays with a lot of light sources, I want to also highlight to the viewers that I would also be working on just a little bit of the base. Just a bit of technical error here, we'll just wait for this to be over. Meanwhile, while there's this technical error going on, you guys can check out my other social media channels. We are pretty active on Facebook, YouTube where you are now, Instagram, and Patreon. Okay? So you might ask, why do I have these technical errors? These technical errors because my camera can only record up to 26 minutes of footage, and sometimes when I'm too focused, I don't realize that the camera has stopped recording. So I went to research why is there even such a limitation, and I'd like to share a fun fact with all you viewers right now. So the tax system in Japan, cameras are taxed very differently from video cameras, and the stipulations are cameras cannot record more than 30 minutes of footage. If not, they will be considered video cameras. Therefore, in my Canon G7X Mark II, there's a limiter of 26 minutes, and there's no way that you can override it. Alright, so I'm adding a bit of white to the main light source. And we are counting down. Some reason. Okay, now I'm back again. Yay! So I'm gonna re-emphasize the facial features. So that shadow color that I made was raw umber and skin tone. So what you see here is reflected light. Created some warm reflected light so that some of the miniature doesn't just fade into the darkness. I use this term fade into darkness a lot because when you're increasing values in some areas, you don't want to increase the values by too much because it screams for attention, but you don't want to fade into darkness because once miniature areas fade into darkness, you don't get the readability. So on inspection, I would think that I would add in a third light source, which is existing top-down light source, so that the miniature isn't just about two light sources left and right. There should be a central light source also. So I'm starting to fix the mistake here. While looking at the final miniature, I still feel that the central light source can be a lot more prominent, because I do feel that the top half of the miniature is fine, but the bottom half of the miniature just lacks some focus. So these are the things that I look into when I'm painting miniatures. So forgive me for painting off camera. I tend to do that very often because it's one of my favorite pastimes. So right now I'm adding a black-red wash to sort of correct the shapes of the highlights. As you guys can see, I'm starting to paint the base of the miniature. The base of the miniature is equally as important as all the other components that you've painted, because using the base you can also tell a story. So the left hand side of the base is going to be cool, and the right hand side is going to be a warm orange base, because it's sort of influenced by the spell. So just keep cleaning up the shapes with a bit of a glaze. And now we are done. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of such content, do follow our channel. Subscribe now. Just check the subscribe button there. Just give it a click. And you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell notification icon so you know when we post the next videos too. So do you like speed painting, guys? What do you think about this miniature for a 90-minute effort? You like it? Don't like it? Let me know in the comments below, okay? Alright, so we've come to the end of the video. So thanks for still being here. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so you know when we post the next videos. We post videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and sometimes Saturdays. Alright, so if you really want to support the channel, do head on to our Patreon. Patrons get early access to many of my tutorials and exclusive content, and you guys get to interact with me. Ask me questions and I'll be very happy to do a Google Hangouts with you so that we all get to become better miniature painters together. Alright, so the next miniature I'm going to be painting this style is Silas, also from Zombicide. So if you guys have any miniatures that you'd like me to paint and I happen to have them at home, just let me know in the comments below and we can look forward to see them painted in 90 minutes. See you in the next 90 minutes.